Hello students, once again a very warm welcome to the English world of Aradhya. Students, this day you see the atmosphere is wonderful over here. In other parts of Gujarat you see it's raining, very torrential rain, but here we are enjoying the rain. It is not that much troublesome rain over here. The cool breeze is coming. I am just missing this lovely atmosphere because just I am preparing this video for you. Okay, so take the best use of this video. Students, remember we were doing indirect speech. In that, in my previous videos we have seen different types of sentences, how their indirect is done, what all changes are we supposed to keep in mind, what are the three main changes that we normally do in every sentence, and sentence wise what happens to the reporting verb, how both the parts, that is reporting verb and reported speech, are connected. Okay, in some sentences they are connected with the conjunction that, in some sentences they are connected with the preposition to, again in question, yes no question, it is connected with the conjunction if or whether. Okay, and in WH question it is directly connected. Again in exclamatory sentence it is connected with that. Okay, and now we will see your last types of sentences over here, that is the sentences expressing greetings, wishes and blessings. Okay, so students, just understand all these three words. So what happens when like these sentences come? They are not normally complete sentences. Okay, so we'll have to make them complete, or we can directly connect them. So first rule is reporting verb said to becomes wished or blessed. If it is blessing, then reporting verb said to will become blessed. And if it is a wish, then reporting verb said to will become wished. Okay. For blessings, reporting verb and reported speech are connected with the conjunction that. Now here you will have to differentiate. If the given sentence is a blessing, like may you live long, may you be victorious, okay, may you be successful, so those are the blessings. So in such cases you will have to combine reporting verb with reported speech with the conjunction that. But for wishes and greetings, reporting verb and reported speech are directly connected without any conjunction. Okay, so keep this thing in mind. Okay, wishes and greetings are directly connected, that you will find in the examples. And fourth rule is inverted commas are removed and the basic three changes are made. Okay, look at the example. First example, the boy said to the teacher, good morning teacher. Okay, its indirect is what? Now the boys are wishing good morning to the teacher, so that's why here I changed reporting verb said to wished. The boys wished the teacher good morning. So here good morning is connected with this reporting verb without any conjunction because it is a wish. Okay, second sentence you see, I said to my friend many happy returns of the day. So again this is what? A birthday wish. Okay, so students, you see, I wished my friend many happy returns of the day. Understood? So here also you see, student, no conjunction is used. Now important one is the third one. The beggar said to her, may you live long. Okay, so may you live long, here you have got verb also, here you have got subject also. The sentence begins with may, and may will turn into might, that we had seen in the changes in tenses कि may का might हो जाता है. So here we will change it in this way. The beggar blessed, because it is a blessing, so said to will become blessed. The beggar blessed her that she might live long. Understood? So after that you have subject, you will become she, and then may will become might, that she might live long. So students, I think it is very clear over here, all the three sentences. Now we go for the indirect of the paragraph. So you can go for the indirect of the paragraph only when you know how to convert each sentence into indirect speech. That sentence may be assertive sentence, that sentence may be imperative sentence, that sentence may be exclamatory, because paragraph is what? paragraph is normally, students, dialogues. It is a talk between two people. Okay, one person is saying something, the another person is replying, or the one person is asking something and another person is giving the answer of it. Okay, one person is suggesting something and another person also talks back. So paragraph is nothing but it is just the talk between two people, and normally we show in such talks both the people talking. Okay, both the people talking. Now one may be speaking a question, so its indirect is done according to the interrogative sentence. If it is a yes no question, then it will be done according to that way. If it is yes no question, then it is done according to the yes no question. If it is WH question, it is done according to WH question. Suppose the person is giving some instruction, so again it is what? Imperative sentence. So its indirect will be done according to the imperative sentence. Okay, where you will have to remember the conjunction, where you will have to remember how two parts are connected, what happens to the reporting verb, what all changes are made in the prepositions, pronouns and tenses and other time and place showing words. Okay, when you learn my previous videos very seriously, then only you can go for the indirect of dialogues, and that you remember why I have given the title indirect of paragraph, because you are given only dialogues. Okay, so one dialogue may get over in just 4 words, the other dialogue might take about 10 words, so that sentence will be longer. But when you go for the indirect of such dialogues, you are supposed to write them in a paragraph form. So as soon as the indirect of the first dialogue gets over, you have to begin the indirect of the second dialogue from there onwards only. You don't have to begin the indirect of the second dialogue in the second line. No, that is wrong. If you do like that, even though your indirect speech may be right, but you will not get marks for that. The only reason is you have not written it in a paragraph form. So here these points will teach you how you can write the indirect of a given dialogues in paragraph form. Okay, let's look at the points. First point says what? Mention the names of the speaker and listener, or both the speakers, because both are speaking one by one. So when one is speaking, another is listener. When another is speaking, the first one is listener. Okay, so you have to mention names of both the speaker and listener, or both the speakers, in the very beginning of the paragraph. Okay, when you read the dialogues, in the first dialogue the name of the speaker may not be there, in the second dialogue also it may not be there, then you might find it in the third dialogue. Sometimes the name of the listener you might find in the last dialogue. But when you go for the indirect of the paragraph, you have to mention both the people, speaker and listener, in the very beginning. That is the first rule. Okay, then second is don't start the new line from the next line. Okay, I just now told you, okay, as soon as you complete the indirect of the first dialogue, from there only you have to begin the indirect of the second dialogue. You don't have to leave the line, even not the space that is left in that particular line. Okay, instead begin it from where you stopped the previous line. Suppose previous line gets over here only. Here you see first rule, mention the names of the speaker and listener in the very beginning of the paragraph. Now here so much space is left. So if you start the indirect of the second dialogue, then this 2 number will come over here only. So from here only you are supposed to write. So that way when you write, their paragraph will be formed. Okay, so this thing you keep in mind. Otherwise, if you write sentence wise, individual sentence, even though it is right, it will be given wrong. Okay, now third rule says what? Short answers like yes or no, okay, should be written as replied positively or replied negatively. It can also be written as a complete sentence in the context of the previous sentence. Suppose somebody said, I am going to Mount Abu, will you come? The opposite person says yes. So he asked that he was going to Mount Abu and asked if he would come. So he replied positively, or you can say he replied that he would go. So in a complete sentence also you can write, but normally you write replied positively or replied negatively. For negative answer, replied negatively. Okay. Then fourth rule says similarly short questions like why, when, how must be converted as a complete sentence in the context of the previous sentence. So here is the example for you. If you have not followed, here is the example. Okay. What is the example? You see. He said to his wife, I bought a few new chairs from my office today. Okay. Students. Okay. So I bought a few new chairs from my office today. Bought means purchased. Okay. Because they were just taking out the old furniture. So he purchased a few chairs from his office. Okay. Then wife is asking, said his wife, from where? Okay, from where? So here question is only that much. His wife may not have heard. Okay. Okay. Then students, you see, it's indirect. If you see what is the indirect of this sentence, he told his wife that he had bought a few new chairs for his office that day. Today will become that day. Okay. Then it's indirect, it's question. You see what his wife replies. His wife asked him from where he had bought a few new chairs for his office that day. Understood? So original sentence is this: I bought a few new chairs for my office today. I think earlier I said from. It is not from, for. मेरी ऑफिस के लिए आज थोड़ी नई चेयर्स लाया. तो उसकी वाइफ पूछते है कहाँ से. So it's indirect, it's done this way. He told his wife that he had, because this is bought is simple present past tense, so that will become past perfect. So it is becoming past perfect over here. So he told his wife that he had bought a few new chairs for his office that day. The wife is asking. Now she can simply ask. The wife asked him the place of this purchase of the chairs. You can write that way also, but in the context of the previous sentence it is written this way. His wife asked him from where he had bought a few new chairs for his office that day. Okay. Now we move on to the fifth rule. Fifth rule for paragraph indirect says what? If one character is speaking two or more than two dialogues at a time, after converting the first dialogue into indirect speech, we must use add and added and asked and requested or ordered and exclaimed, etc. according to the type of the next dialogue. Okay. So students, here you will have to identify the type of sentence. पहला सेंटेंस का तुमने इनडायरेक्ट कर दिया. एक आदमी ने दो डायलॉग साथ में बोले हैं, तो पहले डायलॉग का तुमने कर दिया. अभी दूसरे डायलॉग क्या है वो देखना पड़ेगा. इफ द सेकंड डायलॉग इज अ क्वेश्चन, देन यू हैव टू राइट एंड आस्क्ड. If second dialogue is also an assertive sentence, then you will have to write and added. If the second dialogue is an imperative sentence, then you will have to write and ordered or and requested. Okay. If the second dialogue is a proposal, then you will have to write and proposed to. So एंड से दूसरे डायलॉग को ज्वाइन करना है, पर उसके पहले तुम्हें देखना पड़ेगा दूसरा सेंटेंस कौन से टाइप का है. अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट टाइप all those words will be used, suitable words. Okay, look at the example. He said to Mukti, I am going to Mount Abu during summer vacation. Would you like to accompany me? Now here two dialogues are spoken by one person. So you see how its indirect is done. He told Mukti that he was going to Mount Abu during summer vacation and asked. Why I used and asked, students? Because second dialogue is what? A question, and it is what? Yes no question. So in question you see reporting verb becomes asked only. Said to will become asked. So that's why I connected with and asked. And here it is yes no question. So I used if. Okay. So if she would like to accompany him. Understood? and asked if she would like to accompany him. Okay, so would remains as it is. I told you reverse changes are not done. Shall and will become would, पर would फिर से shall और will नहीं होगा. Understood? So would remains same. So like also no change in that. ऑक्सिलरी के साथ जो वर्ब आता है वो जो फॉर्म में होता है वही फॉर्म में रखते हैं, बराबर, उसमें चेंजेस नहीं होते हैं. वुड, कुड, शुड, मे, माइट. You see, after all these verbs, normally the main verb is written in its original form. Okay, if they are followed by have, then the main verb is written in its third form. पर जो डायरेक्ट में दिया है वही फॉर्म इनडायरेक्ट में रहता है whenever there is a sentence of auxiliary. Okay, so here if she would like to accompany him. So here two dialogues spoken by one person and how the indirect of both the dialogues are done over here. So that is shown over there. Then sixth rule says that in indirect speech all the sentences end with full stop. This I told you. Indirect speech में हर एक सेंटेंस का एंड फुल स्टॉप से ही आता है. क्वेश्चन मार्क के हटा दो, एक्सक्लेमेशन मार्क के हटा दो, और कोई मार्क के सब हटा दो, पर इनडायरेक्ट में वो फुल स्टॉप बन जाता है. And seventh is what? All the dialogues are written in paragraph and not as individual dialogues. This is what I told you earlier. Okay. So students, keep all these points in mind. And here one example is given for you. Students, you see, one paragraph is given to you. So here, what a nice safari you are wearing today. So looking at the sentence, you can identify it is what? It is an exclamatory sentence spoken by Divya. Okay, said Divya. Where did you get it sewn? So that is also spoken by Divya. Now in the first dialogue you don't know to whom is she speaking this sentence. Whom is she asking this? Okay, when you read the entire talk, then only you can come to know. This entire conversation, when you read, you come to know that who is the second speaker. At Baroda. Now this dialogue is spoken by Vipul. So Vipul is answering her question. But remember, first dialogue at Baroda, it gets over there. He answers very shortly. Okay. So students, here his answer is very brief. So when you convert this particular first dialogue into indirect, you will have to write the entire sentence. Okay. Then second sentence also is spoken by him. There is a well-known tailor there. Okay. Third dialogue. My uncle may also get a safari sewn by that tailor. Please give me his address, said Divya. And here it is. That is spoken by Vipul. Okay. Now how its indirect is done? You see. First sentence is exclamatory. So here Divya exclaimed with praise to Vipul. प्रशंसा से वो बोलती है. किसको बोलती है? विपुल को. That what a nice safari you are wearing. So what, how, मैंने बोला था exclamatory में all these words are removed. That he was wearing a very nice safari. What हट गया तो very आ गया. Today का that day, बराबर. That he was wearing a very nice safari that day. फिर यहाँ end asked करके मैंने दूसरा डायलॉग भी ज्वाइन किया है because that is also spoken by Divya. So end asked. Where did you get it sewn? Now did shows that it is simple past tense. So we'll have to convert it into past perfect tense. And remember this is WH question. So we will not use any conjunction. We will directly connect it. So and asked where he had got it sewn. Did you get का क्या हो गया? He had got. So past simple past became past perfect. Okay. Then Vipul replied. Now Vipul replied only this much at Baroda, but here we will have to write the entire sentence. Vipul replied that he had got it sewn at Baroda and added that there was a well-known tailor there. Understood? So Vipul's two dialogues are also changed into indirect that way. And remember, I have not left any space. Second dialogue also I began from here only. Okay. Then third dialogue of Divya, my uncle may also get a safari sewn by that tailor. So that also I begin from here only. However, you can't begin it in the next line. If you begin it in the next line, indirect uska bhale sahi ho, but it will be given wrong. You may not get the marks. Okay. दिव्या सेड दैट हर अंकल मे का क्या हो गया, माइट ऑल्सो गेट अ सफारी सोन बाय दैट टेलर. Second sentence is what? Please give me his address. So please, this shows imperative sentence, and please shows it is a request. So here I have taken and requested him to give her his address, and here it is. Now here it is means Vipul gave it. For that you don't have to write in the indirect speech. So Vipul gave it to her. He is offering the address. So that's why you can conclude your paragraph this way, that Vipul gave it to her. So students, just go through such examples which are given in many books, and basically you go for the examples. If you really want to learn, students, you go for the examples and the practice of different types of sentences into indirect speech. Then only you can get the full 4 marks. Okay, usually full 4 marks won't be given, you will get 3.5, but 3.5 is also not bad. Okay, and your grammar will be better than ever. So students, I request you once again, go through all these rules, even go for the rules for the indirect of paragraph. Keep those points in mind, keep the examples also in mind, and students, study well. I think everything will be okay with this much knowledge in mind regarding the indirect speech. So wish you all the best for this particular topic. Stay fit, stay fine. Have a nice day. Thank you.